British people are evil.
The British Empire was evil.
Hey, this movie said British people are evil. I'm not saying British people are evil. Warner Brothers and the Pokemon Company said British people are evil.
What's up, internet friends? We're the News 19 Nerds. I am Leroy.
I'm Michael. I don't know what that's. Are you a kindler, gentler Leroy after seeing this movie? What is
I'm
that?
a softer Leroy.
Okay, you're cuddly like Pikachu.
He was cuddly.
After seeing this movie, man, they need to do something with Sonic.
Yeah.
Because every time I saw Pokemon, I was like, it was totally believable. I was in the world. It was fine. They need to do something with Sonic, for real.
So, if you clicked on this video, you know we're the News 19 Nerds, and we're doing a review breakdown of Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
So, what'd you think?
I thought it was fun.
Really?
I thought it was a nice little kid movie.
I hated it. Nah, I'm just like...
I was like, oh, good, you hated it? We'll do non-spoilers first and then spoilers later. So non-spoilers now. I do feel like a lot of the best jokes are probably in the trailer. I don't think the best joke was in the trailer. The time that I laughed the loudest wasn't in the trailer, but a lot of the stuff in the trailer was definitely what I laughed at the most in the movie. It's got a nice little story. It's got good heart to it. It's a nice little family movie. I think you could take your kids to it. I know when we reviewed Shazam, we were saying some of this stuff was kind of scary in terms of taking a little kid. I think a little kid would be fine with this.
But remember, the Shazam is PG-13.
True.
And this is PG.
Yeah.
So I would say...
Some curses in this. More than I thought for a PG movie. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I really did.
Yeah.
When I first heard the idea of they were doing a Detective Pikachu movie, I was like, that's crap. I don't want to see it. I mean, because I'm not a Pokemon fan. I only know maybe 2 or 3 of these guys.
Pikachu and who else?
Squirtle.
Okay.
And Cubone.
Okay. So random 3 to know, but all right.
Because I thought he was cute, and he had the skull on.
Of his family?
Yeah. And he had the bones, and I just thought that was cute.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I knew. Like, I knew who Ash was. I knew the cartoon, but it came at a time that I just was not interested in it. So when they said that they were doing a movie, I had no interest in it. And then the trailer came out. No, wait. Then Ryan Reynolds was announced to be involved, and I was like, I still don't care. Then the trailer came out, and I was like, that looks believable.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I'd watch this. And to me, I don't think all the jokes were in the trailer.
Okay.
I think the trailer, for somebody like me, the trailer sold me to watch this. And the trailer delivered what the movie promised. And that's very rare today, that you see a trailer and it is exactly what the tone and the depth of what the movie is. I think you talked about Shazam. I'm going to be honest with you. Shazam does not deliver on what it's promised. I think the monsters towards the end was really creepy. I understand it's PG-13, but I think the movie that they sold you is kind of the same movie, even though I liked it. I think it's one of DC's better movies. I think the best thing that they did was make you believe that Pokemon could live in a world with humans.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that was...
Okay, so talk about... You don't have to go into specifics right now. I played a few of the Pokemon games. I played Red, Yellow, Blue. I played...
Did you play with any of the cards?
Dude, I have binders full of cards.
Really?
Yeah.
You want this?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wait a minute. Was this came from your movie?
Yep.
AMC. Hey.
Wait.
Side rant.
Hold on. No, before you start, don't blast them. I went to the RPX.
Oh.
So they...
okay, so maybe that came with that.
Yeah, so...
Okay.
So, a little bit of spoiler. We were supposed to see it together this morning. I overslept. He went to the 11. I had to go to 11:30. So he saw the matinee. I went to the RPX. They were handing these out at the RPX.
Okay.
So don't blast them yet, because
I was like, I didn't get no Pokemon cards. Now, granted, I'm not gonna do anything with this except put it in my binder of other Pokemon cards.
I'll give it to Whitney.
She don't play either.
Yeah, she did.
She did.
Oh.
She doesn't.
Oh, well, Whitney, your loss if you see this.
She should have went to the movies and got
She
her
should
own
have.
cards. I guess she still can.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, I played the trading card game. Played some of the games. I used to love Pokemon Snap on Nintendo 64. That was great. You get to be a photographer. You take pictures of Pokemon. It was great. Pokemon Battle Coliseum was really good. But anyway, I say all that to say I have a somewhat knowledge of the series. I know most first generation Pokemon. I probably kind of got lost after around fourth or fifth generation of Pokemon. To me, as somebody who was, knew the environment, knew the lore, I thought it did a good job of introducing that to people. So you, somebody who didn't really care about it.
It did a very good job. Like,
Yeah.
I will say, it explained the beginning of the movie, explains what a Pokemon trainer is, how you catch a Pokemon, what happens if you don't catch a Pokemon. And the world was very well done. It reminded me of Zootopia.
Okay.
The beginning of Zootopia, as you go and you see this world, and it opens up, and that's the beginning of the movie reminded me of that.
Okay.
I liked it. I think it was very kid friendly. I think it's one of those movies where if you're an adult, if you pay attention, you'll see stuff that's geared towards you.
Oh, for sure.
My two hats off. My only quibble is the girl who played Lucy
Catherine Newton.
Stevens. That's her character in the movie. She was a little annoying, and only because we work in this industry. So whenever you see someone mimic or imitate your industry, I know it's a movie. It is a little grating sometimes because you're like, that's not how it works. But then just the over the top antics bothered me just a little bit. But Justice Smith did a really good job, and this might be Ryan Reynolds' third best movie. Second best movie.
I mean, he sells being a Pokemon.
I mean, he sold being Pikachu.
Yeah, he did.
I really.
It is I guess just hearing his voice come out of a character, whether it's Deadpool or this, you're just like, he embodies that character, whatever it is.
This movie lets me know you can get away, honestly, with a PG-13 Deadpool.
Can you? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because even though the jokes were for kids, there were a lot of things that might have went over a kid's head that he sold that you would laugh at. I could hear people laughing at kids and adults.
Yeah.
And I understand Deadpool's humor is very irreverent. This movie proved to me, one, you can get away with doing a Pokemon movie, because I believed when they actually showed like the battle scenes and they showed like that was believable. And I believe you can get away with a Deadpool movie that is PG-13. I think you can do that based on just...
Better than that re-edited thing they did for Christmas.
Now, I did not see that.
Okay.
I haven't seen that yet. Once Upon a Time in Deadpool or whatever, I haven't seen that. But seeing how this movie went, I think you can pull it off.
Okay. Anything about it besides the Lucy Stevens, the character, and anything else that really kind of bothered you with the movie?
I understand it's for kids. The whole... I thought not necessarily the plot, but just little things like not recognizing cameras when they broke into the compound, and then parking at the gate. Like,
I mean, they're not real.
No. But what I'm saying is, I felt like, come on, you really, you went up to the gate, parked, and you didn't think about the camera.
All right, don't get too way into spoilers yet.
No. What I'm saying is that I think just because it's a kids movie doesn't mean you can dumb down some things. I think you can be better at like little stuff like that, because I'm be honest with you, the kids today have watched Hours of Law and Order. They've watched CSI. So that I think you don't have to Into the Spider-Verse. Marvel does a good job of not dumbing stuff down, even though they know kids are watching these movies. I think you could have been a little bit more fantastic too. I think you could have went a little bit more over the top, because this, like, you sold me that Pikachu is a detective. He talks. I'll be honest with you. Go a little further. That's
In
just
terms
me.
of what? Or do we need to move into spoilers so you can talk more about that?
No, I'm saying like the world and how we got here, and
So you want more lore in terms of like where Pokemon came from?
Yeah, kind of like that. I would have been cool with that.
You need to go back and watch like Pokemon the first movie.
But the reason why I said
If
that
you
is
want
because,
some lore,
but what
but-
I'm saying is the reason why I said that is because as somebody who is not a Pokemon fan, who has never watched any of the cartoons, this introduction really did sell me on this world, and I would have liked to have seen more about the world.
Would you have worried that the movie would have been too long at that point?
No,
Because to me, the movie felt long.
it did. So it did. Like I was immersed in the world.
Okay.
I was immersed. Like when the movie was over, like I knew it was coming to an end, but I was like, I can see 15 more minutes of this.
Okay.
So, excuse me, I really liked it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna give it, as a movie of this year, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 Pokemon. Wow. Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 Pikachu's.
Okay. I'm gonna give it. Let's see.
I'm trying to get him to stand back up.
I'm gonna say 3.5 out of 5.
Really?
Yes, Master Balls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'll give it. Yeah. So that's our non-spoiler review. So now we got spoilers here. Spoilers ahead for everything else. Come back and watch the movie, and leave your comments once you've seen the movie.
Yep. Spoilers, guys. So if you're
Spoilers.
still watching, you've been spoiled.
When you're talking about getting into the fantastic element, I would have loved to have seen more powers and more of the attack moves from the Pokemon, just like that you see in the game. I would like to have seen more of that.
Because you didn't see Pikachu do anything until.
He did his quick attack.
No. What I'm saying, till the end.
Yeah.
And so that little things like that, I like. We saw Mewtwo in the trailer.
And also, we're just basing this on the movie. We're not really comparing it to the game that came out. There are similarities and there are beats, but they definitely take they take a
Liberties.
different a different tour, a detour from the game plot.
Like for Pokemon lore, in other words, why was Mew so powerful? What was Mew? Like, in other words, that kind of stuff. I think they did a disservice to saying why it was such a big deal that they found Mew, because the characters knew who Mew was.
Right. Mewtwo.
Mewtwo.
Right.
What I'm saying is they knew what Mew was, and then you see Mewtwo, and they had this big revelation. I felt like those seeds should have been planted a little bit early on, when Justice was talking to Deadpool's taxi driver. I'm trying to remember his
That's who that was, Dupender.
Yeah.
That's who that guy was. Like, why do I know that guy? That's okay. Yeah.
I'm really all about everybody who's like in Deadpool.
Being in other Ryan Reynolds movies, or just being together?
No, just being in other movies. So it's like basically the whole cast that did Deadpool. There's like Detective Pikachu, and they like keep going doing different movies, and they just switch characters.
I think the movie did a great job in terms of introducing the world.
That train ride.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying. It reminded me of Zootopia when Jenny Hops goes to Zootopia and Shakira.
Sees everything. Right. Sees everything for the first time. So, did you get a sense of what powers each Pokemon could do, or not really, because they didn't show them all?
Nah, and that's
Okay.
and that's one of the things that I said. I think that's what they could have. You could have went fantastic. I think as a kid watching this was great, but again, I'm not a fan. But I think as a fan, if I could have seen more of the attacks, more of the, not necessarily Pokemon fighting each other, but at least showing more of their evolution when you get one and it can turn. Because the fish thing, what was that?
Magikarp.
Magic.
Turned into Gyarados.
So that was cool.
Like, that's always a running joke. Without kind of when the cartoon happened too, Magikarp was always considered a crappy Pokemon because it really didn't do anything. But if you could get it to evolve into Gyarados, it was crazy because it was a dragon water type Pokemon. I don't know if it was a dragon type. I think it was a dragon type. Definitely a water type Pokemon. But it was really strong and just a complete polar opposite from what it started out as a Magikarp. So when that happened in the movie, that was kind of cool.
And so I like that. You remember when he was talking to Bill Nye's character and the Pokemon Clifford and the Pokemon that like disappeared and then like was like a cute fox.
Yeah, so that was a Flare. Ooh, I don't want to say the wrong one. It was an Eevee, and then it turned into. I'm not gonna say it because they're gonna come at me. But yeah, that Pokemon can actually turn into different Pokemon depending on what stone does whatever.
And the thing is, I would have liked the whole idea, and I understand these are Easter eggs for fans, but as a person just coming into it, I would have liked to have known more about it. And that, I think that's one of those things in the movie. Maybe at the end they could have said that the adventure continues if you like this. That to me, that was a great marketing point where you could have said, if you like Pokemon, get the cards, go pick up the games. We have all this stuff coming out. Because I'm be honest with you, I'm a little interested in this now.
Okay, so go back to when Mr. Mime, when they stopped Mr. Mime. What did you think of that scene and Justice Smith, Tim Goodman, explaining Mr. Mime's attacks?
I liked when he started recalling the fact that he wanted to be a Pokemon trainer, and he figured out, oh, this is how this works. I liked those aspects where he kept talking, and then he was like, oh yeah, you can do this, because that reminded me, if you had a kid and a kid's watching this who grew up playing Pokemon or whatever, I could see a kid just like, yes,
Yeah.
you could do this. So I could see a kid, I could see this being a movie, honestly, if you have young kids, like right before that middle school age, who have played Pokemon, who could watch this over and over again and could see the little things. Because I'm quite sure there's tons of Easter eggs
Well, because
I did not see.
there are a bunch of attacks that happen that you may not even notice because you didn't know they were attacks. So like the Mr. Mime attack where he puts up a wall, that is an
Yeah.
actual attack you can do in the game. So that's why I stopped Pikachu.
Yeah.
But Great Ninja throwing out the Great Ninja Stars, that was an attack. Mewtwo doing his bolt, that was an attack. So when Jigglypuff was singing and the thing fell asleep at the bar, that's Jigglypuff's attack. That puts him to sleep. So I mean, there were attacks that they showed, but it definitely could have been. They probably could have done a better job of maybe explaining it to someone who doesn't know that this is what that is. But I guess the question is, where do you draw the line between pandering too much and then they can't figure it out for themselves?
And I think that's one of the things where if this movie makes a lot of money, of course we're going to get a Detective Pikachu 2. I really like Justice Smith.
So, yeah, I enjoyed everybody in the movie. My theater wasn't packed.
Neither was mine.
I had maybe 10, maybe 15 people in the theater, which I thought was kind of surprising. But I mean, school is still in session,
Yep.
so I don't know. Maybe we'll have what to see for the weekend. Because I was comparing it to like Infinity War. That it was sold out.
Infinity War Endgame.
Both. I
Okay.
meant Endgame, but also thinking back to it, Infinity was also sold out too. But yeah, most recently Endgame, when we saw it, those theaters were sold out. And I'm not saying that Detective Pikachu can't do that. It is, because we had talked about whether or not Endgame will be number one again at the box office for the third week. I think it has a shot, just based on, again, only one screening. I don't know.
I think it may be I think it'll still be number one because you still have people. We just talked to co-workers of ours who were like, they waited
Oh yeah.
till now to see it. We have at least 4 or 5 co-workers who have not seen the movie through either family obligations, they have kids so they have to get a sitter, or our work schedule is just so weird that it's going to be hard to find a movie theater for
Right.
you to get enough tickets to see.
Right.
This movie is going to cut into Infinity War or Endgame a little bit because you have the same. You're trying to reach the same demographic. However, the difference is this movie's shorter.
Yeah.
It's aimed at a younger audience, whereas Endgame is 3 hours is a lot to sit through if you have a small child. You probably can get away with bringing a smaller child to this than you would in Endgame. But I'm be honest with you, I really like this movie, and I expected to like it. I didn't expect it to like it this much.
All right. So when you were in spoilers, what was the best joke to you?
Oh, him singing the song.
That was great.
Him like Ryan.
Because
Reynolds.
did you know?
The song? Yeah.
I mean, I knew, but did you know like as soon as he said the first words?
Yeah.
Because in my audience, I had a bunch of people who were older adult man children, essentially, who played the game, so they
Right.
knew it. As soon as they were like, "That's the song."
Yeah,
and
I knew the song.
That
Like,
was
'cause
great.
I used to work in a comic book store, and we had a loop. And one of the things that was always on the loop was the Pokemon song.
Okay.
And then one of the things that my owner did was he would find videos of people singing the Pokemon song differently. So there was like
Okay.
the heavy metal version. I remember the soul version. Like there's like a rap version, like it's hard.
Yeah.
These dudes is like going hard, Pokemon, and I'm like, whoa.
Side note, this is a shout out to Polygon.com and Brian David Gilbert. He does a series called Unraveled, where he kind of tackles a different kind of video game subject and like video game pop culture subject. He did the Pokemon rap, an updated Pokemon rap. It's quite good. You should check it out.
We'll link it in the bottom in the comment section.
We won't do that.
I mean,
Do you want to do that?
yeah, I'll come back. I mean, I do. You got to remember, I'm the one who actually answers the comments. So,
point. All right. Maybe
so
we'll link it. I don't know.
I'll do that. Again, I really liked the movie. I was shocked how much I liked it because I really expected it to be aimed and geared at kids. And
Like
it
just
was.
completely, it was.
It
but
was,
yeah.
but it still had it had a lot of heart. I thought the subject matter that they did was very well done. I thought justice was. I say I got to see a side of Justice that you normally don't get to see. Because if you remember, he was in Jurassic World.
He was in The Lowdown
Did I see The Lowdown?
on Netflix.
No, I did not see The Lowdown. He was in something else too. Jurassic World and I didn't see The Lowdown, but he was in something else. We kind of played the same character.
Paper Towns? Sorry, not The Lowdown, The Get Down.
Keep going, because there's something else that he's in that, because I've seen him in two things. Jurassic World. I could have swore he was in something else. Because I felt like he played the same character in the movies that I saw him in.
Okay.
And this was the first time I got to see him a little bit more depth to him.
Okay.
When he was talking to Dopinder. Or is it Dopinder or Dopinder?
Maybe might be Dopinder.
When he was talking to him,
What's his actual name?
Kanai, K-N-A or K-N-I, K-A-N-I or K-A-N-A. I don't know how to say that.
You confuse me. But okay, he was talking to the character at the beginning of the movie.
When he threw the
Pokeball.
The Pokeball. One, I thought the way they did the Pokeball was amazing. I would if that was a set prop, I want one of those because it didn't look plastic.
You know they have metal Pokeballs.
I know, but what I'm saying is I've never seen one.
I mean, you can buy them now.
I know, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, again, I'm not immersed in this world, but what I'm saying is I've only seen the cheap plastic ones. So to see that one, I was like, that looks cool. Like, this game or this movie made Pokemon cool to me.
Okay.
And then what I'm saying is, for me, who didn't know anything about it, I just was like, I didn't care for it. I didn't care about it. And now watching this movie does make me want to play a Pokemon game. It really did. But seeing Justice talk to him, and you knew there was something damaged about him, and seeing him go through those progressions showed me a side of Justice Smith that I was like, I were really interested in his career going forward as an actor, because I really think he did a good job. I think the Catherine girl, I felt she was underutilized.
Oh, for sure.
I really felt like, because if you remember, she was the girl, she was the daughter in Blockers. And I honestly thought she had more to do, more scene to eat in that movie than she did in this. Even though she's a star in this movie.
Karan Sony, maybe? Or Karan Sony?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know how you pronounce
I
that.
definitely messed that name up.
You did. It's
So,
fine.
But yeah, I really...
Everybody was good. Well, I think everybody committed to the whatever role they were in. Whether or not they got enough to do is another story.
Another disappointing thing, Ken Watanabe, underutilized once again.
Yeah.
Oh, and he sold it. He sold what he was like.
With his Pokemon
Yes.
was great because Justice gave the perfect look at the Pokemon. It's like, does he hate me? He's like, no, he's great.
And then he's
it's like, oh well, whatever. Yeah, Ken Watanabe was great.
Underutilized once again.
Yeah. One thing, that's another video, in terms of people whose English isn't their first language, whenever they have to emote and using English, it can be hard for them to really sell the scene. And almost where sometimes they would speak in their native language and then just subtitle it so they could even sell it even more. But it's a small thing.
Oh, that's a very interesting, very niche video that you got there.
Because the reason why I thought about that, because I was thinking about Ken Watanabe because he's an awesome actor.
Oh, yeah.
And when he's like
One of the
speaking
best.
in his native language, is awesome.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it can be tough to understand
That's
because
what-
English is not his first
Like
language.
I know a lot of people are like, the White Savior movie and everything like that, but one of his best movies is The Last Samurai.
I mean, he was awesome in Last Samurai, for sure.
The fact that he did not win an award for that movie is just
Yeah.
criminal.
But I was thinking of that because I was thinking of the Meg with the actresses and actors in that.
Yes.
And
'Cause
it
it
was
felt
hard for them,
stilted.
right? Because they were talking in English as not their first language, and that does a disservice to them. But
I really think that the movie itself, I liked it.
Oh, yeah.
I really did. It sold me. I was a little upset that I slept through my alarm so that we could see it together. But I'm gonna be honest with you, because you went to the matinee, so you spent $5. I spent
Yeah.
$14 for RPX.
is it worth RPX? I think it's a fine movie, but is it worth RPX?
I'm gonna be honest with you. My RPX experience today was not great because of how the movie.
Right.
But it wasn't. I didn't feel cheated spending $14 for
Okay.
for $13 to $14 for the movie.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not upset. Like there are movies that I've spent $5 on, and I'm like,
Could have waited.
I'm like, you charged me an extra $1.50 for this.
Right.
So, like I honestly felt like that. But this movie, I spent $14, and even with all the quibbles that I had, I did not have a problem spending that amount of money just for me to see it because I actually liked the movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. If there was like I would watch this again on my own. Like if it was on HBO or whatever on a streaming service, I'll watch this. And honestly, there are movies that I would like. I'm never gonna watch Batman versus Superman again.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just not. I'm not gonna watch Justice League again.
I've seen it a couple times now.
I've seen it 3 times, and I'm like, I can't. But I would watch this again 2 or 3 more times. Like, it was a fun movie. There were nice parts, there were high parts, and I liked everybody involved. Like I said, my only quibbles was you wasted certain actors, and let's stop doing the evil British guy. Let's. I mean,
British people are evil.
the British Empire was evil.
Hey, this movie said British people. I'm not saying British people are evil. Warner Brothers and the Pokemon Company say British people are evil.
Let's stop indicting the British people. I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, haven't they paid enough for colonialism? I don't
Yeah,
know. That's another video, but
Yeah, it was nice to see Bill Nye.
yeah, it was. But I like.
But as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh,
You're the bad guy. That's what I'm like.
It definitely was
And even when
you're the bad guy.
Even when he was the good guy, you were like, but
Nah,
you're still probably the bad
you're
guy.
still probably, and you were.
And I was like that part.
Okay, so let's talk about the twist. Did you know Ryan Reynolds was his dad? I didn't.
I got a feeling
Okay.
that he was in there. Once I realized the thing, I had a feeling, but I wasn't sure.
Okay.
Until Mewtwo said, "You bring me the sun."
Right.
And that's when I was like, "Oh, you're good."
Yeah.
That's why I said I didn't. That's why I said the whole Mewtwo in the Mew Pokemon, excuse me, could have been explained better. And that's why I said I could have done another 10 minutes where you peppered in little things, giving that lore about the Mew Pokemon and the original Pokemon and who they were and what they were. And I really liked Ryan Reynolds. I thought it was a little weird at the end.
I need to see ages.
What?
In terms of how old is Justice Smith? He's 23. How old is Ryan Reynolds?
Reynolds in his 40s.
Is he?
Yeah.
Because I was like, man, that's like your brother. That's not your son.
No, that Ryan Reynolds is in his 40s. You know, you could have just went to the IMDb.
You know you can
and
shut up.
just,
Okay, he's 42.
Yeah.
23.
Because he's a year older than me.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's born in '76. I was born in '77. So
Okay.
yeah, I knew a little bit because I've always liked Ryan Reynolds, and I always thought he did not get a fair shake. I knew Van Wilder. I knew Ryan Reynolds was a star, and y'all were sleeping on him. And I love Van
I
Wilder.
mean, don't just come after the audience. They probably...
I'm not saying them. I'm talking about Hollywood. Hollywood did a disservice. And then remember he got ripped for playing Deadpool and Wolverine Origins, even though that was a terrible movie. And he got ripped for playing Green Lantern, even though that was a terrible movie. That wasn't his fault. I always knew, and I'm so glad that Ryan Reynolds is finally getting his due. I really enjoyed hearing him come out of Pokemon's. And then at the end, when Pikachu couldn't talk, he was adorable. He was Pika, Pika, Pika.
Yeah.
I was like,
and that was the original voice actor.
Yes.
For Pikachu, which was awesome that they got her to do that.
So I'm personally, like I said, 4 out of 5 Pikachus. My only reason why I give it, you know what? Thinking about it, I'm not gonna be a prisoner moment. I want to bump it up to 4.5, but I still think that they could have done more. It is a solid 4 out of 5 Pikachus for me. I would see this again. I recommend it for people. If you haven't watched this and you're just watching the spoilers and you need a push, go see this movie.
It's
if you
good.
got kids,
It's enjoyable. Yeah.
I think there's nothing in this movie to me that was too over the top that you would have to worry about your kid.
Maybe depending on the kid, it might be a little scary seeing some of the Pokemon go crazy. maybe. Like when you saw the apiums, think of it,
The monkey things in the beginning.
Yeah, when they kind of went crazy, that
Yeah.
might be a little scary. Maybe.
But you
just
saw
depends
that
on
in the
kid.
trailer.
Did you?
You saw
Okay.
that in the trailer when they went.
Oh,
They
okay.
did that thing. You saw that in the trailer.
Okay.
And because in the movie, what I was doing, I was looking at all the different parts that I remember from the trailer. So when they were in the, what are the giant turtle monster things in the garden that had the like guns?
Yeah, I
inside?
know what you're. Yeah.
That was my only problem with the trailer. They should have never showed that part. They should have kept that because that was a big moment in the movie.
Yeah.
I liked that, but that was spoiled. Again, we've seen the trailers. That was spoiled in the movie. I think in the trailer.
Yeah.
I really liked that when they ran through and then the whole ground and he said, "How could you not believe in climate change now?" I laughed.
Yeah.
I really thought Ryan Reynolds did a great job. And I know you don't believe this. It's not a hot take. I really think people who do these characters, Robert Downey Jr. For Iron Man, Johnny Depp for Captain Jack Sparrow, Tom Hardy when he did Venom, these people anchor these movies and their acting is believable. And I feel like because they're in these kind of movies, they don't get recognized. And I think that's a travesty. Because
No. I agree with you. So I'm trying to figure out what do you say the part that I don't agree with.
In other words, like when Oscar nominations come out and stuff like that. I'm not saying, I'm not gonna say Ryan Reynolds deserves an Oscar. What I'm saying is that these guys, men and women who have voiced these characters, need to be recognized in some way, shape, or form. That they've been able to make these characters believable, and they shouldn't just be discounted because they're a comic book movie or an action movie. Because say what you will about Johnny Depp, Captain Jack Sparrow is here. Like that character, he cemented that. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, like if you did not have Robert Downey Jr., you would not have had the MCU. There's no way you could have pulled that off without.
I'm still going back to the part where you thought I would disagree with this.
You said me saying like I can.
Are you talking about when I said
Tom
Hardy didn't deserve one?
Well,
because that's different from talking about all these other people.
But what I'm saying is he's still in the category of the acting portrayal that he pulled off. That was, let's be honest, Venom was DOA based on the trailer we saw. Tom Hardy carried that movie, and he's the only interesting thing about that movie.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing with Ryan Reynolds. I don't know if you could have had anybody else voice this character and pulled this off. This
Maybe
sweet
Bradley Cooper.
Maybe, but
Maybe.
But I think that's something that we need to acknowledge that and say, these people, men and women, pulling off these CGI characters, going back to
Circus?
Yes, and I think they I don't even know if you need to come up with another category, but like these people pulled these characters off.
Yeah.
Bravo! My hat's off to them. And
Your hat's still on.
I don't have that much hair, so I don't.
That's why I
want
wanted you to take it off.
the animators for this movie. Wow.
I never felt out of the movie.
Nope.
I was like, yep, that Pokemon's real.
Yep.
Sure, why not?
I believed every single one of them.
Yeah.
The Bulbasaurs, those are the ones that were.
Which ones?
The-
At the end when they were helping him get healed?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are Bulbasaurs.
I believed every single one of them. And the fur on Pikachu when he got wet and it
Yeah.
was dry and he was crying, believed it.
Yeah.
Unsung heroes, animators. Love your animators.
Love your animators. Hashtag love your animators.
Hashtag love your animators.
So let us know what your favorite animators are in the comments. Also let us know if you see the movie, if your favorite Pokemon was in the movie or not.
Or what Pokemon you want to see in the sequel. Because it's going to take y'all to get a sequel. We've done our part.
Yeah,
So
we
if you
already
want a
saw it.
sequel, you got to see it.
Yeah.
and
Like,
you
comment,
can-
and subscribe here. What are you going to say?
I think that's it.
All right. Find us here on YouTube, of course. Also Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and WOTX.com. We're out.
Pika Pika.